What's good, everybody? It's Guga2Lovely back with another fire NBA 2K25 video. Today, we're diving deep into NBA 2KLabs, the service claiming to have the best jump shots in the game. Now, if you've been rocking with me since last year, you know I tested their jump shots in NBA 2K24 and dropped an honest review that helped put my channel on the map. Well, we're back at it again, but this time for NBA 2K25. Are their premium jump shots still worth it, or is it all hype? Stick around because I'm putting them to the ultimate test. If you're hyped, smash that like button, and if you're new here, hit that sub button and join 2Lovely Nation. Alright, that's enough talking. Let's just get straight into it. This time, I'm switching things up and going bigger. I'll be testing jump shots for guards, locks, and bigs, covering all types of players. For each position, I'm selecting 2 jump shots and running a 3-game test with each one. After that, I'll break down all the shooting stats, sharing my thoughts on everything from shooting percentages to the feel of the release and how quickly I adapted. We are covering it all. Now, if you haven't heard of NBA 2KLabs, let me put you on because these guys are serious. They use modified controllers and advanced computer automation to run countless 2K simulations, gathering real data on the game. They break down everything from the best jump shots to the most overpowered badges and unstoppable builds. They do offer some great free features like a huge database with attribute requirements for dribble animations, dunk packages, badge thresholds. But if you want the real drop on jump shots, you'll need to sign up for their premium membership. For $8 a month, you unlock exclusive jump shot tests, personalized recommendations, and a lot more. Quick disclaimer, I am not affiliated with NBA 2KLabs at all. They probably don't even know I exist, so this is going to be a brutally honest review. Now, let's dive into NBA 2KLabs and check out their top picks for guards. Alright, let's dive right into the guard jump shots. First up, I tried Kira Lewis as the base with Oscar Robertson for both release 1 and 2. Now, quick heads up, when it comes to blending and speed, it's all personal preference because 2KLabs does not give out specific recommendations. So feel free to tweak that to your liking. What's good, y'all? This is Editor Guga here, and I have to make a quick note because I am a complete dumbass. I said when it comes to blending and speed, 2KLabs doesn't give that out. Ignore that. I meant to say visual cue and speed. Now, let's talk about how this shot feels. Honestly, it took me a while to get comfortable. The shot felt a little clunky compared to what I'm used to. It's hard to put into words without you guys trying it yourselves, but trust me, it's not the smoothest jumper out there. Adaptability, I'd say it's on the lower end of the spectrum for today's lineup. But here's the wild part. Even though it was a bit clunky, I was hitting contested shots like crazy. No joke, in my first game with this setup, I was knocking down contested shots left and right. I'm not sure if it's the base or if I just turn into an absolute demon, but that's definitely one of the biggest strengths of this jumper. Final verdict, after 3 games with it, I'm giving it a solid 6.5 out of 10. Not terrible by any means, but not exactly my favorite either. Next up, we've got the Kyrie Irving base with, you guessed it, Oscar Robertson release 1 and 2 again. Funny enough, I've been rocking this shot way before I even subscribed to 2KLabs, and now it's right on their site. So, just a reminder, sometimes your gut instinct is all you need to find that perfect jumper. How did it perform though? Well, I didn't hit contested shots nearly as much as the Kira Lewis jumper, but man did this one feel smooth. The release was way more natural, especially when shooting off the dribble. The adaptability on this one, way higher than the first jump shot. So, what's my final score? I'm giving this one a 7.5 out of 10. Much easier to work with and a way more fluid feel overall. To wrap up the guard section, here's a quick summary of the stats from both jump shots during my games. Now, let's get into the popper lock section and keep this energy going. Alright, let's break down the lock and popper jump shots. Now, I know some of you might be wondering why I'm putting these builds in the same category, and here is why. The popper build I use for Park stands at 6'7", and its shooting attributes are super similar to my lockdown build, so it makes sense to group them together for my lockdown jumpers. Don't worry though, I've got a section coming up for popper bigs that are 6'10" and above, so those jumpers are not getting left out. For now, I tested 2 jump shots, one on each of my builds to give you guys the feel, adaptability, scores, and results. First up, I went with the Taurean Prince base with Troy Brown Jr. for upper release 1 and Mikal Bridges for upper release 2 using a 67-33 blend. Now, I'll admit it, this jumper has a bit of an awkward hitch, but here's the thing. It's surprisingly smooth throughout the shooting motion, and that hitch is a blessing in disguise. It gives you a great visual cue to time your shot perfectly. Adaptability wise, I was shooting well with this shot right from the start. Once you get used to the hitch, it becomes an amazing indicator for when to release, making it one of the best catch and shoot jumpers I've tried so far. But hey, this is just my personal take, and there are hundreds of jump shots on 2KLabs, so make sure to try a variety if you're searching for the perfect fit. Final score? I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. Definitely a strong contender. Next up on my lock build, I tested a jumper with Kevin Durant base, Oscar Robertson for release 1, and Kevin Durant for release 2 with a 44-56 blend. And let me tell you, this shot was a beast as soon as I equipped it. Adding Oscar Robertson into the release mix gives you a nice release height, and this jumper has a really solid visual cue. It's not as obvious as the first jump shot, but it is still easy to spot with a much smoother, more subtle motion. Adaptability off the charts. I was hitting shots effortlessly from the get-go, so this jumper definitely gets high marks for being easy to pick up. For the final score, this is going to be the same as last one, 8 out of 10. Both of these jump shots are solid choices, and the decision really comes down to your personal preference. Do you like a more obvious visual cue or something smoother? That wraps up this section. Stay tuned because next we are jumping into the big man jump shots. Let's get right into it. Alright folks, finally, let's dive into the big man jump shots. Now, full disclosure, I don't have a 7-foot popper on my account, and I wasn't about to drop a bunch of VC to max one out just for this video, but no worries because my guy, Real Prince, came through in the clutch. Huge shout out to Prince for testing these jumpers for us. Let's get into it. First up, we had him try out a jumper with Jonathan Isaac base, Kevin Durant release 1, and Dirk Nowitzki release 2 with a 25-75 blending. Now, right off the bat, Prince was not feeling this one. He said it felt inconsistent, like every shot was different, which is a huge red flag when you're looking for a reliable jumper. The adaptability just was not there. He could not wait to switch it up. Prince ended up giving this shot a disappointing 4 for 10, making it the lowest rated jumper in this entire video. Here are the shooting stats from his 3 games with this jumper. Yeah, not the best, but no worries, we're moving on to the final jump shot. Next, we had Prince test out a jumper with Jonathan Isaac base again, but this time paired with Franz Wagner as release 1 and Michael Porter Jr. as release 2 with a 40-60 blend. And right away, it was a whole different vibe. Prince was loving it from the jump. He said it felt super smooth, especially off the catch and shoot. In fact, he was so hyped about this jumper that he literally told me if I use this shot consistently, I'd never miss. That's a direct quote. He gave this jumper high marks for adaptability too, greening shots straight out of the gate. Overall, Prince rated this jumper a solid 8 out of 10, and here are the stats to back it up. A massive improvement from the first one for sure. Quick side note before we wrap up, Prince mentioned he was only using X or square for these shooting tests since that's what I did for the rest of the jumpers in this video, and we wanted to keep it consistent. But he did mention that if he could have used rhythm shooting, he's confident he'd have shot even better with both of these jumpers. So keep that in mind when you're checking out the percentages. These shots have even more potential if you're not locked into one shooting method. Alright y'all, with all of that being said, you can see just how much NBA 2KLabs has to offer when it comes to giving you that competitive edge in NBA 2K25. But let's get back to the big question, is NBA 2KLabs premium service really worth it? After my testing, my answer is a solid yes. Now, I know we saw one jump shot I found on their site that I had already discovered on my own, but here's the thing, not everyone has the time to sift through countless jump shot combos trying to find the perfect one. I only scratched the surface, testing out a few of their jumpers. There are tons more for you guys to explore. The ones I picked were literally the first 2 that popped up when I filtered by recommended, so trust me, there's a whole world of combinations waiting for you to dive into. If you've got $8 a month to invest into 2KLabs Premium, I highly recommend it. It could save you so much time and hassle, but hey, that's just my personal take. Now it's your turn to find out for yourselves. And yo, if you made it to the end of this video, drop a comment saying whole video gang so I know you're a real one. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed the content, and subscribe if you want to be a part of Too Lovely Nation. And without further ado, as I always say best, I hope everybody has a lovely rest of their day.